Hello and welcome ladies and gentlemen to a game called Hunt Showdown. So today we'll be looking over the 5 different monster variants that you can find roaming around inside of the game, and we will be excluding the bosses because they deserve their own separate videos with a much more extensive explanation in terms of how to fight them and exactly what to do. To start with, we're looking at Grunts, otherwise known as zombies, or I like to call them snoozers. They are the most basic and common monster found wandering around aimlessly and tend to be pretty easy to take care of. A few melee hits, especially to the head or a single headshot, tends to be the easiest way to deal with them, but I'd recommend saving your bullets for bigger prey. They tend to be pretty slow overall, commonly attacking with nothing but their arms and dull weapons. However, there are some that carry flaming torches. These guys should be avoided more often because they can set you on fire, and given that fact, they're much harder to get close to in order to melee. Grunts are rarely found wandering alone and are often surrounded by at least 2 others. They're very easy to sneak up on and are very easily confused by sounds. Overall, these are pretty generic zombie type creatures that you don't really need to spend too much time worrying about, but in larger groups they shouldn't be taken lightly. Hellhounds are basically exactly as they sound, being the broken, bloodied bodies of dogs that are seemingly undead. They roam around in packs and pick up on players' sounds, visual cues, and scent very easily. They are particularly dangerous because of how quickly they can overwhelm you and how fast they can chase you down even if you're running away. I would always try to avoid them as best as possible, but if you can't, then it's a good idea to stand your ground, and a single headshot will kill them and shooting them in their legs will slow them down. And just for the record, that is basically a general rule inside of the game. Headshots on the whole are insta-kills, whereas body shots take a few more, and shooting limbs can help disable monsters. They're basically just zombie dogs and are essentially faster and more dangerous versions of grunts in that way. As the name would suggest, these are a tougher variant of grunts, and as to how a zombie acquired armor, it's actually pretty interesting. So the idea is that when each monster evolves from stage to stage, they seemingly cover themselves in a type of cocoon. I can only assume this must be something similar to the metamorphosis of a butterfly, for example. However, these particular grunts were disturbed during their transformation and broke free from that cocoon, hence why they wander around with a shell-like covering of armor. Their behavior is similar to other grunts, meaning that they wander around pretty aimlessly, but can deal a considerable amount more damage and can take a lot more hits. The best way to take care of them is to focus on stripping down a particular area of their armor, or I've found that setting them on fire can help a lot too. The reason for this is because the cocoon is flammable and hence it will catch fire very easily, and it's a lot better than wasting a whole load of bullets when you could probably use them against something that's a lot more dangerous. Now, hives are the twisted bodies of women who have become a literal nest for what seem to be poisonous hornets or other insects. They normally wander around large open areas but can still be found close to structures, the sound they emit being unmistakable and unique only to them. If they spot you, they have the ability to send out swarms of poisonous insects that will cause your health to not regenerate while being affected. This will either wear off with time or you can take an antidote shot. The hive-like structure on their body is the weak point, and a single shot to their head will kill them. They're not very strong physically, but if you're already in a fight and sneaking around, they can cause you a hell of a lot of problems. And finally, for the last general monster you'll find, we have the Meathead. They are a grotesque hulking mass of flesh and fat wandering around blindly as their head has eroded away and left nothing but a bloody hole infested with leeches. In one hand they hold a butcher's knife, and from their twisted insides they spawn leeches that help them to see and hunt down players. They take a massive amount of damage and are so far the toughest mob monsters you can come across. The only real thing on your side when going up against these beings is that they cannot see nor hear and are incapable of entering buildings. If anything, just simply try to avoid these monsters unless you're looking for a fight, just feeling lucky, or incredibly stupid. Either way, it's a good way of either getting killed or getting a lot of XP. So if you're interested in seeing more on Hunt Showdown, then stick around and I'll be releasing more videos sometime soon. And until then, thank you very much for watching, and please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, stay subscribed for more, and until the next one, this has been OKGovBear. You will go and have a very, very good day. Happy hunting.